I'm James View.
And I'm Bob View. And together we're bandbforge. Alright, welcome to the shop for take 2 of this. Yeah, I went to go edit and found out I had no audio. It was awesome. Which is going to make the end of this even better because, well, stick around and you'll find out why. But let's on to this topic. So, basically, what we have here today is tong. And an easy way to make a tong. Or at least an easy way I have found to make tongs. I'm looking for my first ones. They are absolutely horrible. I've gotten a little better. Second pair. Best so far. Those right there are the best so far. But I think I figured out an easy way and some common stuff that has caused most of my issues and I think a lot of other people's issues. So, I am going to show you what I have learned from James Davis at County Forge, watching Roy Adams, and watching Dan Moss. And what I mean by watching, I don't mean I sat there and watched videos, which of course I have. Didn't help. Because not always does it come across clear. And trust me, they're way better at it than me. But I've actually sat at an anvil and watched them make tongs. Dan Moss does a lot of 5/8 square, I believe is the size he uses. I'm not sure what Roy uses. I know what Ting uses. Ting uses 1/4 inch by 1 inch. I know that because that's what I have found to work best for me. So it's 1/4 inch by 1 inch. Mild steel. This bar is about 18 inches long. And we are going to make tongs. Now I'm going to show y'all how I do it in steps that I use to make an easy as possible set of tongs for me. It's probably not going to be pretty. Most of my tongs aren't that pretty. They're getting a little bit better. I'm still figuring it out. But I got a lot of tongs I need to get made for the shop because my first pairs are horrible. Not a lot of use in them. And I'm finding out I need some that I don't have. Especially spike knife tongs because, well, I've got a 15-year-old kid who likes to make spike knives, who wants to learn to make knives. So I need to make some better tongs. So I'm going to kind of explain to you how I've been doing them here lately to kind of get a little better at them. And I find it is a little easier and a less... I don't know why. In my head it clicked and it made sense. Hopefully it does for y'all. And we're going to go back in time to yesterday when I actually made them. So stick around. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to find a measurement that we want to lay out for our nibs. I'm going to come in about 1.5 inches. And I'm going to use the center punch to mark where I want to make my first mark. Alright, that's going to be our first set down. That's going to form our nib. Now I'm going to go to the other side of the steel and I'm going to move back again another 1.5 inches from where I made the first mark. So I'm going to go 3 inches back and I'm going to make a second mark. Make sure it's something that you can see. Alright, so here I'm probably saying something that I thought was important at the time. But basically all you're going to do is at each mark you're going to place them on the edge of the anvil at the mark and you're going to condense to half the mass. That's going to form your boss and the rest will be your reins. Now here I'm running my mouth about something else and I really wish I could remember what it was because probably at the time I thought it was important. But we're going to come out the fire, we're going to find our first mark and we're going to make a set down. remember, you only want to take it to half the thickness of the material. So that's inch, so I'm going to try to take it all the way down to ½ inch. And there's the nib. We're going to come out, go to the far side of the anvil, find the other mark, and do the exact same thing. Sorry it's not in frame. It looked like it was. For some reason it's not. Don't worry. I'll end up making it, watch. And there you go. So, quick, easy. I'm just going to kind of round off the edges. I really forget why, but Dan Moss kind of showed me that. So it's got something to do with making it slide better. I don't know. But there you go. And that's where I'd already done it on the other end. And now all we got to do is throw out that middle piece, and Bob would shut up and just go back to hammering. They would be getting made. Come on, Bob, hurry up. Alright, so now we're going to start drawing out the reins. Now the way I normally do my reins is I try to stretch the in-between, well, what will end up being the reins, the in-between both bosses, to about half the thickness of the material first. So I'm going to end up taking that material all the way across from point to point with just taking it down to half the mass. We're going to continue drawing out. Why? Because that's what you do when you make tongs by hand. It's a lot of this. So like I said, I'm just trying to take it down to about half mass, or half the thickness of the material. And I'm going to keep working from one end to the other. You can do it however you want to. That's the method that I do. That way you almost always have an end to hold on to without using tongs. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're making tongs, it's because you don't have them. And the ones I have aren't very good. Another thing I was always told is to try to keep your material as straight as possible. So you're going to see me a lot of times trying to take the bows out and keep it as flat as possible. I don't know if it really makes that big of a difference, but if nothing else, it helps with your alignment as far as for me, for judging my hammer blows. Alright, now I'm going to come out. I have marked where halfway is with a marking pencil, but I'm going to actually put in a chisel line on all four sides, dead center of where the reins will split. I'm not going to cut it through this heat. I'm only making the marks. And that's me showing you where I made the marks. Good job, Bob. Now I'm going to go back. Now all that does is allows me to know exactly where the center is, because that's going to be the nearest portion of my tape. And then I'm going to start drawing them out. I end up going from the middle out, that way I know where I can compress the most. Now I have found drawing out, as you see, I rotate and try to hit all four sides. That just helps keep it straight, as well as make sure the mass is getting distributed evenly. Alright, now I'm going to come out and work on the nib and actually try to put some mass to spread it out a little bit at the tip. I'm not really worried about the main, the whole length of it, because I'm worried more about having a little more mass at the tip. These ended up a little thinner. Now I'm going to set it down. Now the important thing is, whatever way you set down that first jaw, you need to set down the second jaw the exact same way. That way they line up when you go to put them together. At this point, I'm probably telling you something not clever, or something I've already told you. Either way, I'm running my mouth, and tell Bob to go back to forging. Come on, Bob. Alright, now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other end. It's exciting, isn't it? Same thing, I'm just trying to get a little more mass at the end. You're not going to get a very wide nib using the stock. You can by upsetting the ends to get more mass there. The way Dan Moss does it with the 5/8 square will give you more mass at the end, because it's 5/8 and you're squishing it down to half the size. So there's pros and cons, but this way you're not beating out that length. Now we're going to cut it in half and actually separate the two tongs. At this point, I can't find where I made my marks, and I'm looking. Oh, I found it. There it is. Sorry for the glove. Hang on, I'll fix that in a second. Watch. Right about now, I realized, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Boop. I hope that's better. Now, I'm not going to cut all the way through. Why? Because I don't need that shooting across my shop, because my shop is a bloody mess and I don't need fires. There's the crappy tongs. I made it to be very first ones. They worked, but now don't do what I'm doing and hold something that's that hot, even in a glove hand, because guess what? It gets warm. Now I've made a mark where I want to punch my hole. All I did was draw corner to corner on each side. That gives you a rough center. And here I am punching it. Just try to make sure wherever your marks are that they look similar on both of your bosses. That way, you know, they kind of line up, because that's what we want. And if I could hold on to what I was doing, this would be done. Hey, look, there's a hole. Alright, so what I've done is, and it's a trick that I use that helps me, whatever stock that I'm going to use for my pin, I make a drift out of the exact same stock, drift the holes out. That way I know what I'm about to put in is the same size. It should make a perfect hole. Should. Look, it's like a teacup. I've even got my pinky out. Now, I should have realized when it was that tight that I might have needed to go a little bit bigger, but I didn't. But there it is. So there's my stock. Now, when you're figuring out your pen, if I understand it right, you are supposed to use three times the thickness of your material. So we got quarter inch. That's a half even where I went to school. I should have used an inch, but like a ding dong, I used an inch and a half. So let's see how this works for Bob. As soon as he stops running his mouth. Come on, Bob. Come on. Alright, so here we go. So I use 2 pieces of the same size stock to try to help set the rivet. It allows it to come out the quarter inch that I wanted on that side, and that one turned out good. But you can see the other side, can't you? It got a little wonky. That's because some ding dong put a quarter inch too much material in it and had to cut it off. So we got it in. Now you got to do is straighten up your nibs to make them line up over each other as soon as you finish rounding the rivet. So now I'm adjusting the nibs to make sure they line up. And I'm trying to open them and they didn't quite open. Got it more heat into the quench tank while working them. Here's my bald head, and there we go. They move, they open, they work. So here's Bob again now. Alright, so that's them. Now, I mean, they're not pretty. They're not the best looking tongs out there. They are functioning, and they are far superior than the crappy ones I showed you at the beginning. Hopefully my voice was heard, because I noticed when I moved my camera, the sound was not really on. So this is going to be a fun editing one. If not, I'm going to have to do voiceover for the first time that I've never done before, which is going to be awesome. So, hopefully it works. If not, y'all got a good old-fashioned dub over from Bob for the first time. But I hope that helps people figure it out. It's not hard. It takes doing a few times, but learning small tricks. Now the hand tong reins aren't long. I don't like long reins. I like a little shorter, just the way I like it. Everybody's is different on how they want it done. So hopefully that worked. Hopefully that helped you. So thanks to everybody who has become new subscribers. I am going to leave a video at the end for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We are 185, I believe, or 180, somewhere in that range from hitting 1,000. So unless I go inside today, and we got 180 subscribers today, it looks like we're going to be doing one hammer.
I may be eating my words. I haven't checked in since I got up this morning. So, usual links in the description for the t-shirts, Patreon, email address if you'd like a hammer or anything. You can also find me on Facebook, bandbforge. If you want to get a hold of me through Facebook, email's a little easier. Always, it doesn't disappear, and I can always see what we talked about. So, like I said, hope y'all like this. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Happy 2020. Today is the 1st, so this is the first project of the year. I've needed a pair of tongs badly here lately, so happy that's finally happened. So, still got some cleanup to do on them. But from B&B Forge, catch y'all on the next one.